Hello everyone and welcome to beingscholars.com. This is our first video regarding science. So today we are going to discuss the periodic test 1 question paper. Let's start with section A. Section A comprises of MCQ based questions and 1 mark questions. Let's start with the question number 1. Which of the following is not true for fertilizers? A. They increase the yield. B. That excessive use disturbs the balance of nutrients in soil. C. They are generally used in small quantities. D. They are environment friendly. Well, the right answer is D. They are environment friendly. They are environment friendly is false as fertilizers erode the soil and increase the soil pollution in earth. Question number 2. Which of the following groups contain all synthetic substances? A. Nylon, terylene, wool. B. Cotton, polycot rayon. C. PVC, polythene bakelite. D. Acrylic silk wool. The correct answer here is C. PVC, polythene bakelite. These all are the synthetic substances. The materials which are commonly used in coating of a kitchen container is A. PVC, B. Acrylic, C. Teflon, D. PET. The correct answer here is PET. Question 4. Force between two charged bodies is called A. Muscular force, B. Gravitational force, C. Magnetic force, D. Electrostatic force. Well, that's an easy one, and the answer here is electrostatic force. Answer is the option D. Question number 5. The wear and tear in the machine part is due to A. Muscular force, B. Gravitational force, C. Magnetic force, D. Frictional force. Well, friction creates wear and tear in objects. So here the answer will be D. Frictional force. 6. Cholera is caused by A. Fungi, B. Bacteria, C. Virus, D. Protozoa. The correct answer here is B. Bacteria. Well, the name of the bacteria is Vibrio cholerae. Name the fiber that resembles wool. The answer is acrylic. A synthetic fiber resembles wool. It is also known as artificial wool. Name the monomer of cellulose. Glucose is the monomer unit in cellulose. What is a fallow field? A piece of land that is normally used for farming but that is left with no crops on it for a season in order to let it recover its fertility is an example of land that is also known as fallow field. Question number 10. Give reasons. Curd is added to idlis and bhaturas. Answer. Curd is added while making idli and bhatura dough as curd contains lactobacillus bacteria that undergoes anaerobic respiration, and in this process it acts on sugar of the flour that is already present in it and releases carbon dioxide gas CO2. This gas makes the dough rise, and while baked or fried, gas escapes, leaving the idli or bhatura soft and spongy. Question number 11. Briefly explain the role of rhizobium in maintaining soil fertility. Answer. Rhizobium is the symbiotic bacteria present in the roots of leguminous plants. The example of leguminous plants are like chana, chole, and etc. Sometimes plants fail to absorb nitrogen from atmosphere. The presence of rhizobium generates rhizobium and fulfills nitrogen shortage in plants. The conversion of nitrates into nitrogen with the help of these bacteria is mainly known as nitrification. 12. Define force of gravity and the gravitational forces. The gravitational force is a force that attracts any two objects with mass We call gravitational force attractive because it always tries to pull mass together. It never pushes them apart. Well, you can always take the example of a ball. If you throw a ball from your hand, it always go down. Have you ever seen a ball going up? Gravitation is the attractive force existing between any two objects that have mass. The force of gravitation pulls the object together. Question 13. The net force is when two forces attract or act in same direction. The answer here is if two forces act on an object in the same direction, in the net force is equal to the sum of the two forces. Section B. What are vaccines? How do they work? Answer. The vaccine contains a dead or weakened but alive microorganisms of a disease. When the vaccine containing dead or alive microorganism is introduced to a body or in your body, like if you are a healthy person, by injection or orally, the body of that person responds by producing some substances called antibodies in its blood. These antibodies kill the alive disease causing microorganisms present in the vaccine. Some of the antibodies remain in the blood of the person for a very long time and fight against the same microorganism and kill them if it happens to occur naturally later. Question 15. What are weeds? Why is weed control important? The unwanted plants that grow in between crops are called weeds. The process of removal of such unwanted plants is called weeding. It has to be done 2 to 3 times a week and usually practiced during the earlier stages of crop cultivation. The advantages of weeding are: firstly, it increases the soil fertility of the soil. A weeded crop will aid better or grow better if penetration of the sun and wind beneath the soil also reduces the humidity. Less humidity, more growth. Inversely proportional. Due to better penetration of wind and sun, it reduces the number of diseases caused by crops and also helps in controlling pests. It loosens the soil, which helps in the penetration of water to the roots and the cultivated plants. And if there's a better penetration of water to the roots, then the plant grows better. Question 16. Give reasons. Bakelite is used for making handles of switches. Electric switches are made of bakelite because it's a thermosetting plastic, which molded ones cannot be softened by heating. It's a poor conductor of heat and electricity, so it is used for making electric switches to protect us from getting shocks. Never wear synthetic clothes while burning crackers. Answer. Synthetic fibers like polyester catches fire very easily and melts. After melting, it sticks to the body or the person wearing it and causes severe burns. Hence, it is advised not to wear polyester cloths while burning crackers. Ayush took with him some nylon ropes when he was going for rock climbing. Why do you think he selected nylon ropes instead of ropes made up of cotton or jute? Well, nylon is the strongest and most elastic of all synthetic fiber ropes. Due to its elasticity, nylon can absorb shock loads that would break the rope from other fibers. It is easiest to handle and has a very good resistance to wear and tear. Good choice, Ayush. How are plastics classified? Differentiate between them on the basis of the structure. Give one example each. Plastic is a polymer that can be recycled, colored, reused, molded, or drawn into wires of various other shapes. Types of plastic: thermoplastic, plastics that can be easily bent or deform on heating are known as thermoplastics. PVC and polythene are examples of thermoplastics. Question number 2. Point number 2. Thermosetting plastic. Plastics that do not get deformed or soften on heating when mold ones are called thermosetting plastics. Bakelite and melamine are the example of thermosetting plastics. I have a drawing above that will help you understand this topic more clearly. This is a drawing of a thermosetting plastic and a thermoplastic. It has linear arrangements and one has cross-linked arrangement. This is the main point of to this question. Now let's start with the next question. That that is a damaged seed floats on water. Give reason. Damaged seeds tend to float on water because they lack all the nutrients and ingredients that they require for the plant to grow. They become hollow from inside, which allows them to be filled with air. It is the property of water that lighter objects will float and heavier objects will sink. B. State two advantages of using chemical fertilizers over manure. Well, all of the NCRT readers, you know, this question is present in the book. So I have a diagram here that will clarify it. First point, a fertilizer is an inorganic salt. Manure is a natural substance obtained by the decomposition of cattle dung, human waste, and plant residues. Question number 2. A fertilizer is present in factories. Manure can be prepared in the fields. Point number 3. The fertilizer does not provide any humus to the soil. Manure provides a lot of humus to the soil. Question number 4. Fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Manure is relatively less rich in plants and nitrogens. Let's move on to the next question. Drip irrigation is considered advantageous over other methods of irrigation. Justify the statement. Well, water application efficiency is high if managed correctly. Field leveling is not necessary. Fields with irregular shapes are easily accommodated. This is the main point about it. Well, in every places flat area is not available. This is the main boon of drip irrigation. Question number 19a. What are communicable diseases? A communicable disease is one that spreads from one person to another through a variety of ways that include contact with blood and bodily fluids, breathing in an airborne virus, or by being bitten by an insect. B. List any four methods of food preservation. A. Chemical method of preservation is done by adding certain chemicals which have the capability of preserving the food. Preservations include sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite used in jams and squashes. B. Preservation by vinegar is done by adding vinegar as microorganisms cannot live in so environment provided by the same. C. Preservation by sugar is done by adding sugar, which is reducing the moisture in the food. It also inhibits growth of microbes that spoil the food. Example, jams, jellies, and squashes are preserved using sugar. D. Preservation by oil is done by adding oil, as bacteria and fungi cannot live in an environment provided by oil. Name the microorganism below and the group to which it belongs. The diagram is this. Well, if you look to the diagram closely, it shows how this organism grows. And if you read properly, you may understand that this diagram is of bread mold. Now let's go to the next question. 20A. Explain muscular force. Answer. Muscular force or power is the power applied by utilization of portions of body like arms or legs. It is a force that results because of the action of muscles and is contact force since there is a contact between surfaces. B. A blacksmith hammers a hot speed of iron while making a tool. How does the force due to this hammering affect the piece of iron? The answer is the force due to hammering changes the shape of the piece of iron. Name the forces acting on a plastic bucket containing water held above the ground level in our hand are muscular forces and gravitational forces. Both the forces act in the same magnitude but in the different direction. Therefore, there is no change in its motion. Let me repeat the question. Well, it was the hardest question of all. Name the force acting on a plastic bucket containing water held above the ground level in your hand. Why the forces acting on the bucket do not bring a change in the state of motion? Answer. Forces acting on a plastic bucket containing water held above the ground in our hand are muscular forces and gravitational forces. Both the forces are in same in magnitude but in opposite direction and therefore there is no change in the state of its motion. Thank you for watching this video. Please visit our site regularly for more updates. I hope you are liking this. Thank you for viewing. Bye bye.